Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So about 2 weeks ago, I put together a video basically letting everybody know what the Browns need going into free agency and some suggestions at the positions that we need going into free agency. Long story short, we didn't target damn near any of the dudes that I felt like we should have targeted, but I'm still satisfied, and I mean highly satisfied with the moves that we made so far in free agency. So, before we talk about the new additions, I want to talk about the dudes that we actually went out there and re-signed to the team, starting with Cody Parkey. So just so y'all can understand where I'm coming from, if you watched the last video, I'll let it be known. I want a new kicker. I knew that Cody Parkey was a free agent. I didn't want this man back on my team. Cody Parkey is ass. You feel me? Cody Parkey is trash. When you are a team that's trying to take it to the next level, trying to be a Super Bowl contender, trying to actually win the Super Bowl, trying to be a top serious team in the league, you don't need Cody Parkey's on your team. You feel me? It don't matter how good your team is. You're always going to be in a situation where it's 4th down and 5, 4th down and long. You feel me? And you're in field goal range. You may not be able to get a touchdown, but you can rely on your kicker to go out there and kick a 40-yarder, 45-yarder, 50-yarder. We can't rely on Cody Parkey to kick a 45 to 55-yard, especially not no 60-yard field goal. I'd rather punt. You feel me? So it's been situations last year, if you've been watching the games, where we've been in field goal range, but we send a punt route, but we go for it on 4th down instead. I'm tired of being like that, We be leaving points on the board and just risking it when we could just bring our kicker on the field and help us out. So I don't want Cody Parkey here. And if you need Cody Parkey to win a game for you, he's going to shit himself. Like Cody Parkey, his mental ain't there. He has no range on his kicks. He was surgical last year. I understand that. And that's why we brought him back. But that didn't mean, just because he was surgical last year to actually bring him back. So I'm not a fan of the move, long story short. Now, I do like that we brought back Rashard Higgins on a cheap deal. And it was definitely beneficial for us to bring back, Rashard Higgins. Actually mandatory to bring him back because he definitely has a good chemistry with Baker Mayfield. He has hands. He has good size. He's always been reliable, and he's always had potential to me. Ever since we drafted him like 5 or 6 years ago, just off watching his highlights at Colorado, I knew he was going to be a good receiver. And based off the way he's developed, I know if he goes anywhere else and actually gets a real opportunity to be a wide receiver 2 full-time or wide receiver 1, he can realistically shine if used properly. So bringing him back for depth and just to be our wide receiver 2 or 3 is definitely a good move. And I'm glad we didn't let him walk because he wants to be here. It is not often that you find an athlete that really loves Cleveland. That's like anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody here is all in Cleveland. You feel me? We let Lindor walk with the Indians. We didn't let Christian Kirksey walk. Christian Kirksey bled Brown. We let him go. You don't get athletes that love Cleveland. So when we get athletes that love Cleveland, I want them to be here, And last but not least, the other notable free agent that we did go out there and re-sign was Malcolm Smith. Malcolm Smith, he's a veteran. He was a Super Bowl MVP years ago. You feel me? Years ago. They just won't let it go. They just keep mentioning how he was a Super Bowl MVP years ago. So that's who he is. That's who he's known for. But, I believe he led the team in tackles. He's definitely a veteran. He's a leader. So I understand the move to bring him back. I'm really not too sure how much he got paid to come back. But I don't really expect him to be a full-time starter. Depending on what we do in the draft, depending on what we finish doing in free agency, depending on the development of dudes like Mac Wilson and Todd Taki, we don't know if he gonna start or not. But we found out last year that having him for depth definitely can be good for our team. Now, to actually talk about the dudes that we did go out there and re-sign, actually not re-sign, but actually sign as new additions, I want to start with the biggest signing we had, which is John Johnson, a safety that played for the Rams last year. John Johnson is a dog, you feel me? He's definitely a dude that can go out there and hit and cover. Anybody that knows me personally, anybody that's been watching my channel for the past 2 years, y'all know I've been saying I want a safety that's going to go out there and stick you, you feel me? I want a safety that's going to hit, a safety that's not scared to hit. We have not had that over the past few years, a safety that go out there and hit, and he can cover. This is a bundle that we getting with John Johnson. You feel me? John Johnson, just so y'all can know, he was targeted 61 times last year as the nearest defender in coverage, which was third most among safeties. And he allowed 1 touchdown. Only 1 touchdown. Last year, the Browns allowed the safeties, they allowed double-digit touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. We were struggling. We had Sendejo. Sendejo was trash, old, and just trash. And then you got Carl Joseph. Carl Joseph was actually decent. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Carl Joseph was decent, but he was just small, and all he can really do is hit. If he's not making no tackles, he ain't making nothing happen. And as you see, we ain't bring him back because there's no need for him to be here anymore. We already got Harrison. We got him last year from the Jags. He fills the same role that Carl Joseph does, but he's bigger. And he actually may hit harder. He just got to stay healthy. So there was no need to bring Carl Joe back. But long story short, this definitely helps out the safety room. And if Grant Delpit can get healthy and play like everybody expected him to play, back like how good he was in college, man, people ain't going to be able to pass on us. It's going to be a no-fly zone as long as we healthy. Then we signed Anthony Walker. A lot of people don't know who he is. I know who Anthony Walker is from when I was actually looking up the Colts a few years ago and doing videos on them. But we got him for the cheap. Anthony Walker is a young safety. He's 25, or not safety, linebacker. He's 25. He's a great run stopper. If he can't do nothing else, he can definitely defend the run well. That's something the Browns need. We need to stop people from running the ball on us. We've been struggling on that for years. So he's definitely going to help with that. His coverage isn't really all that, you feel me? But hopefully we can work on that. I wanted a linebacker that can do both. But, I'm feeling the move. It's definitely going to help our team. So I'm definitely a fan of us bringing in Anthony Walker. And I promise you, y'all are going to like him. And then next, we brought in Troy Hill. I like Troy Hill. Troy Hill, I think he's like 28, so he's not really one of the younger dudes. You feel me? But Troy Hill is a dog. He led the league in defensive touchdowns last year. And what I noticed about Troy Hill, he has good play recognition. Once he sees it, he's on it. He can sniff things out quickly. That's good to have. He's also really a slot corner anyway. He can play the outside, but he's really more of a slot corner. Like I said, he has good play recognition. He can also tackle. That's something we've been trying to improve over the past few years as well, tackling. It definitely got way better last year compared to when we had Freddie Kitchens. But, he can definitely tackle, and that's good to have as a corner. And he's good in coverage. He's good in coverage, you feel me? That's what he's here to do. So if we have any injuries, I think he can step up to a degree and help out on the outside. But as long as we're healthy, he's going to be good in the slot, and that's just going to help us out, you feel me? Then, I know y'all tired of me saying, you feel me? By now, you should know it's a habit, man. It's a habit, I'm sorry. But we bring in Malik Jackson, a defensive tackle. People that really be on their football, y'all should know who he is. He used to play for the Denver Broncos, and he used to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was a defensive tackle. He was really good, back then. The last team he was on, the Eagles. There's a little bit mixed emotions going around as far as what he did for that team. People said he was trash. People said he couldn't stay on the field, which I feel is false. But I think Malik Jackson, if we can get him here, I think he can play well. He's definitely good against the run, which is definitely why he's here in the first place, because he's here to replace Ogunjobi. And he can get to that quarterback. Anytime you get a defensive tackle that can also get to the quarterback, that's a plus. So, I don't expect him to be a Pro Bowler. He's definitely an upgrade from Ogunjobi simply off of size. Ogunjobi was small, but he was good. Malik Jackson is just a big fat dude. You feel me? Just so he should stuff the run. So I like the signing. I'm excited, and we got him for the cheap. So our O-line, our D-line so far, we at least banking on Myles Garrett, Sheldon Richardson, and what's this dude's name again? Malik Jackson. My bad, y'all. But the other DN spot, I don't know who's going to be there, but I do like that we did go out there and sign that dude, Takaris McKinley. The DN, he's a bust. You feel me? He's a bust, but it's all right because this is a one-year prove-it deal. He was a high draft pick for a reason because people believed in him. People believed he can be good. He's shown little flashes here and there, but for the most part, let's just keep it real. He's been a disappointment. That's why he's no longer on the team that drafted him, and that's why he's even on the free agency market. We tried to sign him last year when he got cut, but we missed out due to waivers. So it's good to get him here. He sounds pretty confident. He sounds like he's ready to change himself. He said the reason why he's been playing bad is because he lost himself a few years ago. I mean, I'm sure we heard that from a lot of players anyway, so we gonna see what he really about. And if he ends up breaking out here, man, we really got to steal for the cheap. So I'm a fan of us taking a gamble, but I'm sure we're going to do better. You know, we might draft somebody at the end. There's rumors that we're trying to bring in Jadeveon Clowney, which could help. The Browns are not done. Not only am I satisfied with the talent that we brought in so far, but I am very, very impressed with the way that Andrew Berry has worked with the cap space that we got, because everybody wanted us to do this move and that move and that move. We can't do this move and that move and that move because we don't have the cap space like we used to. We have cap space, but not like we used to. So he did a good job managing the cap space and just setting us up not only to sign the dudes we're going to draft, but to give out future extensions to Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb. Those dudes are definitely in line to get paid soon, So I definitely am a fan of the moves that we made so far. We're definitely not done. I will give y'all an update on who I want us to draft in a week or two based off of how free agency pans out. So let me know how y'all feel about the moves that we made. Some players that you wish we would have got. Some players that you hope we get that's still out there. Just let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I got some more content coming soon.